Well, we expect to hear from the President sometime in the next few days. Sunday will be 2 weeks since he moved the country to lockdown level 4, banning booze sales, closing restaurants except for takeaways, banning gatherings, and here in Gauteng, prohibiting leisure travel in and out of the province. At the time, he said he would reassess the situation in 2 weeks. Let's discuss this now with Wendy Alberts of the Restaurant Association of South Africa. Very good evening to you, Wendy. Not in the wall.
Thank you so much.
Wendy, I suspect that the lockdown will continue as the numbers continue to spike. What is it that you want to see and hear coming from the President's mouth?
Look, we're very concerned about the conversations currently taking place, and for the last 2 weeks we've certainly knocked on every single ministerial door to get the reprieve we need in order to keep the restaurant industry afloat. It's been a treacherous time for us, and we've certainly called to Minister Patel to suspend leases and to suspend bank loans, suspend the luxury licenses, SAMRO, SAMPRA, SABC TV licenses, as well as the necessary tours that we need from Minister Nexi's office to support the staff in moving forward who have been put on unpaid layoff. You know, we expected to trade around about 7 to 15% of current turnover at 100% expense, without the actuality of any type of support on the back end from a financial point of view to keep our doors open. So the business model simply is not sustainable, and we certainly have given government the respect that they've needed. We've given them the time that they've yet again asked for to get the country in order to get the health system under control, and we now need their support in return to reopen our industry, allow people to return to work, and to give us the same respect as what they gave us in April when we worked with government to bring down the numbers, open our businesses, safely serve alcohol, and allow patrons to consume food and beverages in an establishment that is controlled and that's sophisticated and that has all the necessary protocols.
When I spoke to you 2 weeks ago, after the lockdown and the regulations, the change to them was announced, you were really upset because government hadn't even spoken to you and tested it on you to find out what was happening. I mean, what difference do you think your comments will make this time? Do you think they will be listening?
We certainly hope we've knocked on the right doors. We've gone right through from every ministerial division right through to the President's door, and we've certainly asked for reprieve and relief and to give us consideration and consultation. We certainly submitted our framework today through for the NCC for consideration to reopen the industry, and have definitely outlined the magnitude that the economical impact has on our industry, in particular the restaurants, the amount of jobs that are currently being lost, and that the economy simply can't support us or compensate us. So the Constitution is very clear that people are entitled to compensation, which hasn't happened over the last 15 months. We've also asked for broader, more detailed scope in terms of the scientific comparatives that takes place between a restaurant space and a retail space on how you can have 500 people in a retail environment but only 50 people in a 1,000 square meter restaurant. So we've also asked to give the actuality. We've got beautiful restaurants with magnificent outside areas. We've got airflow, ventilation. We've got the ability to keep all the highest levels of protocols, keep people safe. And we've also asked South Africa what they want. And the public has come back and the public has said open restaurants. So we certainly are asking for these proper consultations to take place to allow us to look at solutions, to look at the innovation process that we've got. You know, we've presented at every turn to government, but urgency on their doorstep is not the same urgency as what is on our doorstep. And a day in a restaurant is a year and a lifetime for somebody else. And as we lose a day every single day of trading, another restaurant falls fatal to the list that's currently doing its round of closed restaurants. So we simply cannot afford any more delays in not opening our businesses. And we need the reprieve that we've asked for from Minister Patel's office to give us the support we need to trade through the next 3 months.
It'll be good if that money promised to you can actually get there. Do you have any idea at this stage how many jobs have been lost, and what sort of impact is the lack of alcohol having on takeaway service and the money generated there?
You know, firstly, we're not takeaway businesses. We are restaurants. We are sit-down, combination, experiential dining. We are landscaped across South Africa in beautiful sightings where people can come and enjoy a meal and an experience in our businesses safely. It is a combination of liquor and food sales, and the liquor to food sale combination, which we've said over time is imperative to the experience of the South African coming to safely enjoy a time out with their families. So we are looking at now currently trading at about 7 to 12% of turnover It's marginal. A lot of restaurants can't even open. Their sites don't lend itself for takeaways at all. And we're currently sitting on about 70% of unpaid layoffs, which will expect it to rise if there isn't a lift of the ban on the weekend. So we certainly hope that they will listen to us at the NCC on Sunday and they'll make the necessary decisions that will enable us to work with government to show a responsible way, like we did through the Easter holidays, to get our businesses open and to work with government in bringing down the numbers. The key element here is that government really needs to take responsibility of the uncontrolled spaces, of the illicit trade. They need to lock down the illicit trade. They need to put an end to it. That's costing our restaurants the opportunity to trade. It's costing us jobs. And the ability for us to be able to contribute effectively in playing the responsible role of liquor custodians that we are. So without that, it's not going to bring the numbers down. We said 2 weeks ago we're not going to see a change in the country in 2 weeks. What we really need to do is work hand in hand to move through the different stages of lockdown. And we have to understand that we are living with COVID for a long time to come. So shutting down and prejudicing our businesses constantly, it's not working for the industry and it's not working for people's livelihoods. So I think we've got to extend ourselves in the type of conversations that we're having and get the right doors open at the right ministerial divisions to support the industry.
I mean, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? Wendy Alberts, I hope you get exactly what you want. Thanks for talking to us.